How's everybody doing? Yes, it's been terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The retrograde plus the eclipses. The retrograde started on July 7th. And everything was going fine. I thought I was in the clear that the computer wasn't going to shut down. It happened in the middle of the retrograde, and I lost valuable time. I'm so sorry about that. But Corinne Green, my manager, managed to fix the webcam because we were going to go get another system and get a laptop, and then my phone stopped working. And then when they started to work, they got, I think, storage full with my iCloud. I never thought that the iCloud can get full. Who knew? Well, anyway, and then on top of that, I had some performances in the garden that closed. And then, of course, I'm preparing for the seminar I'm having on the 17th. It's already been set up on the Eventbrite. You guys pay, it's $100 general admission and 150 VIP. The limited space is 10 for the VIP and 40 for the open garden, and we're gonna have wine reception for the general admissions, and then we're gonna have spirits and dinner and time with me and VIP. Anyway, we are going to jump right in, and we are going to. Oh, by the way, thank you for the donations. I have some people paid for some birth charts that are due. So I'm going to do Mars in Virgo, part 1 and 2, maybe Libra, but I have to get those readings out of the way. Mrs. Sanchez, she never called me back. Tom Ashley from New Zealand, he paid and I never heard from him again. Some people do that. They get scared or they get cold feet and then they back out. Yeah, your money's refundable. It hasn't been touched because I haven't heard from you. Sooner or later, the money will be returned to you, and it happens automatically through a Western Union and MoneyGram. But because we're doing PayPal, I will be sending you the refund if I don't hear from you. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump right in and let's talk about Venus in Virgo. Well, Venus in Virgo. Well, no, not Venus in Virgo. We're doing Mars in Virgo. Yes, Mars in Virgo. And I gotta tell you, the energy of Mars in Virgo. Oh, by the way, my Chinola Martini. I've been pretty good. I haven't been drinking or smoking. I've been just too focused and too busy and a little frustrated trying to get this stuff together. But there's always a little time for a little spirit. We're in Leo month, so every day is a celebration and every day is a reason for living. Delicious, delicious. Now, you have to understand that Mars, wherever Mars falls in the horoscope, in the birth chart, and I'm gonna go into further details about that when I talk about it in the seminar. Uh, it's where you're going to spend most of activities in a day span. There are 12 hours in a daylight, right? Daylight time. What do? Mars points towards the activities that happens on a 9 to 5 basis. Okay, Virgo deals with the mundane. So when you put the energy of Mars, which will completely absorb and preoccupy the ego with daily tasks, daily activities, depending on the sign that Mars falls under. Okay? Now we know that Mars is the sign of sexuality, but it is also the planet of activity. So when you have Mars in Virgo, and Virgo being a sign of fastidiousness, minutiae, the minutia, attention to detail, fastidiousness, and orderly, exacting, politically correct. These are the things that Virgo is known for. So to have Mars in Virgo you're going to spend your daily activities criticizing, either criticizing yourself or criticizing others or criticizing everything around you. There will be a preoccupation with getting things done and not having enough time to do it. Mars in Virgo can make the person a nervous wreck with stomach troubles, stomach ailments, because again, Virgo is the sign of the warrior. So to have Mars, again, daily activity in the sign of the warrior, guess what? Virgo will be worrying about everything, even stuff that he's not supposed to be worrying about. He'll worry about it to oblivion or until he gets a real spastic colon or an ulcer. Virgo. Now, don't worry, we're going to get to the good part. But if this is going to be of any value to you, I have to start with the negative so we can evolve from it. We can work, we evolve from it in the sense that we understand psychologically what the function of Mars should be in each of the signs. When you know what that is, then you embrace the shadow aspect of Mars because all the planets have a shadow aspect. Okay, so with Mars, the shadow aspect will appear more apparent with Mars in Virgo, at least from the outside looking in. From the outside looking in, people are going to say, oh my God, this person is just like, give it a rest already. Oh, relax, relax. Oh, the Mars in Virgo person can brood in silence with silent anger or dignified anger, pretty much like Mars in Leo. You have to understand that the opposite polarity of Virgo is Pisces, the mystic, the seer, the clairvoyant, the cosmic mirror. But Pisces also rules stillness, and so does Virgo, but in two different dynamics. Either way, an aspect of the personality that deals with silence, and this is not the type of silence that we see in Taurus, because interestingly enough, Mars in Taurus doesn't produce a silent type. Taurus is already a silent being, but Virgo is more modest and prudish and recluse. Mars here can tend to magnetize that possibility depending on the level of hurt and wound that the Mars in Virgo person carries. Now, let's speed up or let's switch gear. And now, because I gave a generality, so now let me give you a a specific concerning the human field, the Mars in Virgo woman. Okay? Now you have to understand that if the woman was born with Mars in Virgo, because now we're going to talk about the sexuality aspect of Mars. Now, what do you think she will be looking for? What is it that will appeal to her if she has Mars in Virgo? Because remember, when Mars is in Virgo, that will let you know what kind of man she likes. In every aspect, even how he performs in the bedroom. All of that can be determined with Mars in the sign. So Mars in Virgo, the woman with Mars in Virgo is going to want a man who is understated, rather simple in appearance, and without too much glamour. It was too much, like me. He needs to be healthy, natural in every single way. Clean, especially clean. These are the types of appealing qualities that the Mars in Virgo woman looks in a man. Okay? And definitely, he has to be able to carry a conversation. So he has to be intelligent as well as modest. Okay? Uh, he needs to approach life in her eyes in a pragmatic, sensible way. Not dramatic, I love you! Like Leo, the soap opera. Here, remember, understand that Virgo is the sign of the adult. From the baby to Virgo, we have gone through an entire ego evolution, from the baby to the Uber, the toddler, the child, the kid, then the adolescent, which is Leo, and then the adult, which is Virgo. And after that, personal human development ends. And now development from the outside of you to the next person and thereon begins the cardinal sign of Libra. Okay. So understand that Mars in Virgo can cause, especially with both men and women, can cause you to kind of experience a retrograde in your development, where you catch up much later in life where you were supposed to have been, had all things been equal in your development. And of course, that depends on the horoscope and any afflictions to Mars in that sign. Right? Depression is not uncommon with Mars in Virgo, right? For both men and women, right? So these are the physical qualities that the woman with Mars in Virgo is going to go for and approach. These women are turned off by men who are overly confident and bossy and unkind. So she ain't gonna go for the Leo type. She ain't gonna go for the Scorpio type. And she might not go for the Aries type. It depends. These are things that we're going to talk about when we do the super chat, which now we got that together squared away. So now we can talk about the Mars and hers and his, the Venus and his and hers. That we can do in super chat. No, but I gotta give you the generalities, which is why I'm doing this series. So understand that complexity of the human ego and personality reaches its highest expression when we are reaching Pisces. But the midpoint becomes Virgo. Remember, it's the sixth sign. 1, 6, then from 6 to 12. So Virgo is the midpoint. So here we see, even though in actual practice, the complexity begins in Cancer. But because Virgo is logical and methodical and quite linear, it's very interesting to see how the ego reaches a certain level of complexity, because this sign, as quiet as it's kept, is not very well understood. Virgo is still a sign that carries a lot of mystery, along with Pisces. So here, this mystery will shine through with a Mars and woman personality, a Mars and Virgo woman personality. She's going to appear magnetic and mysterious, pulling from the opposite polarity of Pisces. In esoteric astrology, we have another definition for Mars in Virgo, in the Virgo woman. And I give triplets here and there. But understand that the kind of man that the woman is looking for is a man who is perceptive and kind, helpful. Again, the importance of being intelligent or being well informed, being competent is extremely important for the Mars and Virgo woman. Because these women are not big. These women are not big with these men who could be show-offs. They have to exude all of those qualities in a quiet, understated way. Well, you have to understand that to begin with, the Virgo woman already has a lot of virtue to her. She's a woman of high virtue and dignity and chastity. But she also knows how to cut loose and have a good time. Lady Chatterley, the whore, pulling from the opposite polarity of Pisces. Okay, so don't sleep on the Virgo girl. You need to see my sign on how to understand the Virgo woman. She's quite complex. Far more complex than the Virgo male. And this is what I'm talking about. The example of ego takes high complexity here. Boy, we see this with Mars in Virgo in a woman's chart. she will tend to give off mixed signals to her man, and she might not be aware of it. Okay, she might not be aware of it, and this can cause problems and of interpersonal concerns down the road, down the line. She might not be as self-aware as she could be. She's so busy with the minutia that she doesn't see the overall picture, especially of herself. Okay, so this is Mars in Virgo, uh, talking esoterically. Mars in Virgo, a woman that's born with Mars in Virgo, as well as Venus in Virgo, wants to improve herself. She wants to improve her herself as a person, as a soul. In past lives, the Virgo woman, or the woman who now is incarnated with Mars in Virgo, has had a series of incarnations where she was oblivious about her own maintenance, about her own self-care and her own self-love. So now the soul has directed the ego, the new ego in personality, to be born with the chart with Mars in Virgo. So now she will spend the most of her incarnation trying to improve herself. And one way that she does this is by self-criticizing. And she can overdo it, as well as Mars in Virgo man. But not as much as a Virgo woman. Golly. Stop that. Stop it. All of us are not perfect. This is the problem with Virgo, and the Virgo woman in particular. God is not perfect. Well, you've already heard me say that we are under a demiurgic God who's not a perfected God. He's evolving too, Jehovah. And so all the other gods that rule the other solar systems, if you take my classes, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just like we are evolving, so is God evolving right along with us. Our planet is evolving. It changes and goes through many successions of rebirths. Just look at the last ice age, okay? And the last ice age before that, So the earth and God and everything evolves, Mrs. Mars and Virgo woman. So release your self-criticism. It's terrible for you. So understand that, those are the laws. Those are the laws. Okay? So let's see. Do we take another pause? No, we're gonna continue. I was gonna switch. Um, a word or two about her emotions. She's very cautious. She's very, very cautious, and how can I put it? She's okay. She's attractive because this is where the complexity starts, ends, begins. She likes a man who's neat and tidy. But there has to be a philosophical intellect associated with the man, so like that she can learn from him and hopefully change her own value system through the nourishment of the intellect of the man that she's with. Okay. Uh, she doesn't admit this openly, or maybe she can. She usually will not if it's below age 30. Okay, she's cautious with her feelings, with her emotions. Okay, but like I said, she can be a whore in the bedroom when she chooses to release that side of her, if she finds the right male to do that with. Okay, she possesses character. Okay, she wants perfection. That is really the only way that I can describe it, in love and in everything. Okay, she is on the more mundane side. She is again, Virgo rules work, the workforce, blue collar work, the mundane. So with Mars in Virgo, this woman will be a worker bee. She will be working 24/7 if she could, including weekends. She likes money. The Mars in Virgo woman likes money. And Virgo is an earth sign and rules money, along with Taurus and Capricorn, the three earth signs. So Mars in Virgo, like in Taurus or in Capricorn, will tend to make you very industrious and out to get the money. Bitch better have my money. I love that song by Rihanna. Uh, Money is very important to Virgo because it keeps the wheel going. No, money is different for every sign of the zodiac. Okay, so understand that. She wants to fill her partner's needs as much as she wants to fill her own. She will probably look out for her man, but she might not be looked after her by her man or anybody else. Mars and Virgo women sometimes get the short end of the stick. Okay, but here is the problem. The Mars and Virgo woman is a pleaser, especially to her man in the bedroom. And she could be the type of woman, because remember, Virgo rules sadomasochism along with Pisces. So with Mars in Virgo, there's going to be some sadomasochism going on in her relationships where she may be abused by her man and then she periodically will abuse him and they switch roles back and forth. This can happen in great intensity or in minimal intensity. You need to see my videos that I've done on sadomasochism, which Virgo Pisces falls under that polarity. So you have to be careful that you don't attract sadistic types or masochists. I'm a Virgo and I have attracted them. Oh yes. Ooh, I could tell you stories, baby. So understand that the love life with the Mars and Virgo woman could be complicated, dramatic, and it could be violent. Again, Mars is the god of war. So with Mars and Virgo, the war will come to the criticism, the sharp arguments, and the brooding, deadly silences. hmm The Mars and Virgo woman can be vindictive, and she will use the energy of Mars to criticize her partner to death, to the point where there will be nothing left of him, along with anything else that she might throw around her arsenal. Like the Scorpio woman, the Virgo woman is a natural witch. Remember, Virgo is the sign of the magician. Yeah, we're not talking about a rabbit being pulled out of a hat. That ain't fucking magic. Magic, well, you know what real magic is. And the alchemist, Merlin, Virgo represents the high magic, and it pulls from the polarity of Pisces, which is the sign of the mystic. Again, all these things have to be thrown into the equation when you do a chart interpretation with Mars and Virgo, and both men and the woman. Because I just said a few minutes, 25 minutes, doesn't even begin to discuss or explain the complexity of this position of Mars. So, again, um, she's not going to go for people who go for the extras. She cares about her man, but she needs to be careful that in her caring and in her virtue, she's not misused and abused, because that very well may be. Okay. What else can I say? Okay, here we go. Oh God, the Mars and Virgo woman can be very judgmental of her partners sexually. Oh, his dick is too small. Oh, it's too big. Because the problem is, if some women, it's too big or it's too small. It ain't right, or it's curved, or it smells funny, or he don't do it right. The Mars and Virgo woman can be very critical of her men if they don't perform properly, even though she might not know what that is herself, but she knows what it's not. So be very careful, guys. You might have to either get a prostitute or do something, get a doll or something, practice for you guys who are reaching your prime before you go into the bedroom with this type of woman. Because you're going to definitely need to be experienced, like Miss Scorpio, okay, and Miss Aries. So understand that she can be extremely You know what? Oh my. Okay. She could have a list of who's the best fuck and who's the least fuck. Oh yeah, she Virgo girl. But this is the energy of Mars in Virgo. You know, um, she can be also very kinky, extremely kinky in the bedroom. You know, sometimes, but then again, the kinkiness, it's not like Pisces that likes the kinky or the Aquarian woman that likes the kinky and will do the kinky. You know, with Virgo, she's so nervous and so anxious with anything surrounding sex that when she does actually start doing it, it might come across as kinky, off, or quixotic. You know, but all of these are her attempts in trying to improve herself. And we're past 1 minute. We're done with part one.